All right, come on, let me show you my epic score. Yes, come. Oh, hold on, let me just shut that door so, things don't get out. Anyway, this is my very cool school. We've got a brand new fourth wall, and it's invisible. Look at that. And you all can also see, right out through it, my invisible car and my invisible girlfriend in the car. Yes, unlike my neighbor Jeff, who has a non-invisible car and a non-invisible girlfriend. Jeff. Anyway, this here is my least favorite chair. It used to be the only chair we had, and God, I hate it so much. But we're getting a new chair soon. In fact, 3 new chairs for our 3 students. So we don't need this anymore, so we can get out of here. This is my desk full of wonderful items. Let me give you a brief tour real quick. This here is a toy of Ringo Starr. Ringo was actually the only real Beatle, believe it or not. And I actually have his soul permanently trapped in this little toy here, who is constantly trying to reach for this knife because he's very angry at me. But joke's on him, he's too small to handle the knife. This here, the actual knife itself, it is a wonderful artifact. It was the knife that the doctor used to cut me out of my mother's stomach. She didn't need a C-section. It is just wizard culture, you see, to violently remove the baby. This here is actually the skull of Ronald Reagan, who I killed. You're welcome. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but Crabhead, Ronald Reagan had 2 eyes, not just the one. But that is where I tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, that Ronald Reagan was a Cyclops in disguise. And now I have him here, permanently. The last 2 things I have are my invisible dragon and my non-invisible dragon to show the students the difference between the concept of invisibility and non-invisibility. Let me introduce you to all of my magical students here at this magical place. This here is Jason. I hate him so much. He's just a terrible magic student. We once had to pull a rabbit out of a hat, and instead of a rabbit, he pulled out a bunny, which is a completely different thing, and I failed him on that. I mean, he looks like, look at his hair, it looks like a nuclear explosion went off on his head. He looks like if someone went around gathering up a whole bunch of roadkill pieces, stitched it all together, and made a Frankenstein's monster out of roadkill.
While his methods may be a little unorthodox, I have found Professor Crabhead to be one of the best magical educators out there.
This here, Suzanne. She works very hard on all of her assignments, and she's fine.
I used to be a student at Grungefield Academy for Promising Witches and Wizards, but the staff just didn't appreciate my work ethic, and I have found that Professor Crabhead is much more accepting of differing perspectives.
And finally, the crown jewel of my class, this here, is Jimmy. Jimmy is the single best student I have ever had. He might be the best magician I have ever met. He is so full of talent and vigor. I am so proud of Jimmy. Now, first of all, we have these 4 lovely men we're talking about, my 4 favorite presidents. First of all, we have George Washington, gay.
I can't be the only one seeing this, right? I mean, this is insane. Just straight up insane. He turned me into a stick multiple times, and freaking Annie is popping Wizard Adderall left and right. I swear this place is going to kill me. I didn't even ask to go to wizarding school. I was in normal high school.
Mr. Crabhead?
Ah, yes! Fooled you. I've been awake the whole time. What are we talking? Students! Yes, let's start with Jimmy, my favorite student of all time. I found him on the side of the road one day, and I discovered true magical power. True magical power. Let's talk about Jason, why don't we? Jason is a very interesting case. You see, I, for a brief time, substituted at a regular high school where Jason was a student of mine. and I saw great magical potential in him. But I needed to get him out of high school to get him here, so I cast a spell on him. I said, "You shall not pass biology!" And then he didn't. That's how I got here. Then there's Annie. She went to a much more prestigious wizarding high school. I can't remember the name, something stupid like Hawthorne Academy for Witches and Wizards or something. But she was very intense and got kicked out for taking a lot of wizard Adderall, which was against their rules.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm a 45-year-old woman and I was married to Crabhead for 20 years. The first 18 years were utter bliss. He was an amazing wizard calculus teacher and all his students loved him. We even thought about starting our own family. But then we were called by our magical GP and he told us that he had terminal wizard brain cancer. Slowly, Crabhead began to change. He got more distracted and volatile. He even got fired after attacking a student at the academy with a head explosion spell. He attacked the student because he wrote calculus on his paper instead of wizard calculus. Eventually, it got to the point where our relationship just couldn't last. We got divorced after he turned my groceries into snakes.
Despite our very limited budget, our school still manages to get in all the core curriculums that our students need. We have history, defense against the dark arts, potions, and more. It truly is a good education for these students, but I wish I could give them more. The students have just left, and I'm presently grading Jason's potion. Who is this? The way this current upcoming election works, it'll be Jill Stein versus Boris Johnson. Now, based off of the wizard magic sheets I have given you, who do you think is the most likely to win?
Boris Johnson.
George Washington. Yay! All right, we're going to talk about the famous wizard president, Andrew Garfield. How dare you? This is a very real, magical, powerful one. Die horribly spell! Die horribly!